Welcome back to Cityline. With me, I have one of my favorite organizations, because you know what a history geek nerd I am. So you have to deduce that I am talking about the Tacoma Historical Society, and yes, I am. Please join me in welcoming back our former mayor and the president of the board, Mr. Bill Barsma. Hello, Mr. Barsma.
Hello, and great to be with you.
It's great to have you here. You brought this beautiful face, this vivacious little personality that we've been warming up to, Jessica Smith. And Jessica, I'm not going to say your title because I want Bill to say it as he introduces you. So Jessica, just hang on there, Miss Jessica Smith in the fabulous blue sweater. So Bill, there's some new things happening at Tacoma Historical Society. Fill us in so we get to know who this is.
Yes, indeed. Well, our director, Michael F. Rainier, retired. He actually came out of retirement, by the way, after a 20-year career in local government, right at the right time, because he came right in during the time of our pandemic, and we had to move our facility from Pacific Avenue to where we're located now, 406 Tacoma Avenue South, open Wednesday through Saturday from 11 to 3. Come by and visit us. Got that in. And so we had to engage in a nationwide search, which we did. You know, there are certain regulations we have to follow. We have two board members who are skilled in human resource management, Jeannie Jefferson and Kim McDowell, who advised us every step of the way. Obviously, there are laws, both state and local, that we have to be careful of and be attention to. So we conducted this nationwide search, and we had people as far away as Pennsylvania actually apply for consideration. And so we went through this 6-week process. Jim Catalinich, another board member, stepped in as interim director, and we kept working, and it ended up with the absolute right person at the right time. Again, timing is everything. And we selected Jessica Smith, who comes to us from the Fort Nisqually Living History Museum. And she has terrific skills, young, as you mentioned, vivacious, excited, committed, very much skilled in terms of things that we really need. And I'll let her tell you her story, but we're delighted to have her as our managing director, the fourth to hold that position.
Jessica, welcome to Cityline as the managing director of the Tacoma Historical Society. It is so great to have you on the show. Jessica, tell us about your background. And first off, wahoo that you come from Fort Nisqually. You got some local grit on you. We like that.
Yes, definitely. Well, I grew up in Federal Way for most of my life. And then about 5 years ago, I moved here to Tacoma, partly because I got married and partly because I got a job at Fort Nisqually Living History Museum. And so I've been here for a while now, and I love Tacoma. I love its sense of community. I feel like I've never been in a place where there was such a sense of home, such a sense of identity. And that is just a really great feeling, and it's just been so great. Obviously I visited Tacoma many times because Federal Way is not that far away. But it's really different and unique to actually be living here. So
I love that. Jessica, that's a beautiful way to sew up how you arrive here as the managing director. When did you hear about this opening at the Tacoma Historical Society, and what led you to apply for the position? Obviously, you love history or you wouldn't be at Fort Nisqually, but what was it that made you go, I want that job?
Yeah, so I heard about it I believe towards the end of summer that there might be something going on over at Tacoma Historical Society. I actually heard about it through the curator here, Elizabeth Korsmo, who I actually previously worked at Fort Nisqually with. And so, we had stayed in touch, and she still helped, still volunteers at Fort Nisqually, does all these amazing things. And so she told me about it, and I had been kind of in the market of looking for something that was just kind of a step forward for me in my career. Like you said, I absolutely love history. I love being able to share it with people. And most important is finding that unique way to make it a history for individuals so that people can connect to it in a way that makes it their own versus something that's just on a page. And so in looking, I was looking for opportunities where I could use the skills that I had learned at Fort Nisqually and find a way to really put them to use for the community and to connect it with history. And so this came along and it just looked like the perfect opportunity.
And it was. I mean, my goodness, we couldn't write a better resume for this position than when you said bringing history to life, because that is what the Tacoma Historical Society has done so beautifully, is that it's like opening up a new book, a new chapter, a new novel. There's always something to learn there. And you've made that happen, of course, when you've been at Fort Nisqually. You've been there for 3 weeks now. Is that right?
Yes, I have.
Wow. So how do you see, or what do you see as some of the major challenges facing this organization?
Of course, just like everybody else that is experiencing this pandemic, COVID has really put a damper on people being able to come and enjoy the museum itself. During COVID and during the shutdown, we actually moved locations. So now we're up on Tacoma Avenue, kind of by Wright Park. And so I think a lot of people don't realize that we have moved and that we're over here. And so I think that our next step as we begin to hopefully open up more and more, based on safety regulations and everything like that, is to let people know that, hey, we moved, we're over here, and we're open, and we want to get people into our doors. And I think another thing is really working on expanding our audience to make sure that those who historically don't think that it has anything to do with them or might not be interested, that we do have something. We have something for everybody. And we want to make sure that they know that we are their resource. We are here for the community. And that is our purpose. And so hopefully we can make that message known and make people feel welcome and comfortable and let them know that we're here for them.
I think that the Tacoma Historical Society being by Wright Park is where it should be. Every time, and everybody knows how much time I spend in Wright Park. Every time I'm there, I think about Mayor Barsma. And I also think about Metro Parks, because I learned the most about Wright Park from having conversations with those two exceptional resources. And I often say to people, history, walk into it, be a detective, and find where it's repeating, because history does repeat itself, and find out what process you're in right now. Jessica, tell us about the staff you're working with, because I said to Mayor Barsma before we came on the air that I remember when everything was volunteer, and I just cannot believe that we've hired a managing director. It's such a success. I'm so proud of this team. So what are some of the responsibilities, and what's your staff like?
So we have 3 other staff members. We have our curator, Elizabeth Korsmo, who again, I've had the opportunity to work with in the past. So I'm so excited to be able to be working with her again. She's amazing. She is, got this great talent for research and finding out the stories of all of these items that we have in the collections. She's got a great detective mind for that, so that's fantastic. So she takes care of our collections. And then we have Ben Inukuchi, who is our registrar, and he does a lot of assisting Elizabeth in the collections and helping to manage and upload things into our digital archives and all of that. And then we have our communications manager, Kim Davenport, who is, really in charge of all of our social media and a lot of our online website, virtual content, and that sort of thing. And she does just an amazing job. If you haven't had the opportunity to go on to either our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those kinds of things, you can see a lot of the work that she's done and just putting these little tidbits, these little stories of Tacoma out, consistently.
So Jessica, as we talk about that website, it leads me to that people can follow Tacoma Historical Society virtually now. And is it best just to connect on the website, or how do we get that little peek we're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, if you are unsure where to start, I definitely suggest our website at tacomahistory.org. There you can find links to all of the other programs that we're working on. But also you can find us through, the traditional social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We also have a blog called tacomatales.org, which is really great. And you can also find us on YouTube. So a lot of our monthly programs, they have been virtual. And so we have been uploading them on there. So if you missed any of the previous ones, you can go on there and check them out.
Okay. Wow. I'm going to say it again. Well done, Bill Barsma. Well done. You are incredible, Jessica. Thank you for saying yes. Okay, so Bill, let's talk about the Destiny Dinner, because it's coming up in April, and you have one of the most amazing Destiny Dinner boards I have ever seen. These people get things done. So I know you're working on it right now. So give us the lowdown.
Well, first off, we're very pleased that our managing director, one of her skill sets is event planning.
Yeah.
How about that for timing? So yes, in April 2nd, we're going to be once again putting forward our Destiny Dinner, in which we honor some aspect of Tacoma's heritage. And we look for a theme, something that's appropriate for the particular year that we host the event and present the event. Turns out that this is the 20th anniversary of the creation of New Shalishan, which is in a lot of ways is an untold story, but one of the most remarkable transformations in our city's history, no question about it. Those of us who grew up in Tacoma remember Old Shalishan, and the fact that people were living there in public housing that was built as temporary housing in World War II with outdated infrastructure. It was really kind of an embarrassment. And back 20 years ago, Tacoma Housing Authority hired Michael Mira and a new team to come on board. They received a $36 million federal grant, but that was great. But we're talking about a $300 million project here. And it has come to fruition. In fact, it's gotten the attention of people throughout the country. I'll just leave this a real quick story. In 2007, I was attending a conference mayor's event in Los Angeles, and one of the staff people came up to me and said, "You the mayor of Tacoma?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Mr. Mayor, Tacoma's on the front page of the New York Times." And he saw my chagrin look, and he said, "No, Mayor, it's good news. It's about New Shalishan." And I scurried off to the hotel gift shop and got a copy of the New York Times, and there it was, right on the front page of the newspaper, the story of New Shalishan, and what an incredible creative event it was, and how successful it was. It's something that we can really be proud of, and a transformative event. In fact, we have, in terms of sustainability, the highest rating is Platinum leads sustainability. And we actually have entire neighborhoods in the only place west of the Mississippi, entire neighborhoods that are Platinum LEED certified, if you could imagine.
Wow.
Nothing the city of Tacoma can make that claim. And very few communities in the entire country can make that claim. So on April 2nd, we're going to be on the east side, at the East Side Community Center. And it's going to be exciting. We'll have entertainment. We're putting together a documentary. We're really looking forward to it. We've got a great managing director to help us.
Yes, you do. And we'll certainly have you back on to get more of those involving details as we speak. Jessica, congratulations. Thank you for being here today. I want to see more of you. Bill and your team, excellent job snagging this brilliant woman here next to you. And Jessica, I'm going to leave you with this. One of my favorite authors, Malcolm Gladwell, says it takes 10,000 hours to be good at something. Just keep that in mind as you roll through our history at Tacoma Historical Society. And I'll see both of you very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have much more to come on Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back.